this is the Narinak with episode thoughts for Uta no Prince-sama, Maji Love 2000%. This is of course the first episode of the second season of pretty much the Uta no Prince-sama anime. I guess series works. I think there's a better word for it. But I can't think of it right now. But in any case, yeah, after I finished the first season, went directly to this one because I didn't feel like I could wait. I wanted to know exactly what was going to be the setup for this season, and I'm definitely looking forward to, you know, what we've gotten, or what's introduced in this first episode, which is basically we have like 4 seniors of the guys from STARISH being introduced and more or less I guess being placed as mentors for them with well, we don't actually get introduced to all 4 of them. It's mainly like just 3. It's kind of weird, their introduction, they have them like perform, I guess, what is kind of their group song or main group song, and you see all 4 of them, but then once they're done, it's like all the effects kind of disappear and there's only 3. And that's the 3 that we kind of meet in this episode, and for each one of them, they get 2 members of STARISH kind of under them, and they end up having to share a room, which I think is kind of interesting to, you know, note the reactions to that, especially with the, you know, STARISH kind of getting stuck with bunk beds and, yeah, basically really getting, you know, the kohai treatment from their senpai. But yeah, so basically, you know, with this, they're kind of back at the school, though not really at the school, but rather there's a special program called the Master course for pretty much newly debuted idols for the Sao Tome agency. And with that, we have STARISH, and we also have Haruka's roommate, Tomochika. And apparently, in the time that we last you know, left off with STARISH, their debut concert, she's actually debuted as an idol as well, so she's also, you know, kind of with them, though this time she's kind of in the same position as the guys, where she's off living with whoever is her mentor for this. So Haruka actually kind of lucks out and gets her own room. But yeah, basically most of the first half is just kind of reintroducing everyone as Haruka kind of makes her way to this place where the master course is being held, and running into pretty much everyone along the way, so we can get, I guess, introductions to them. Though, of course, for me, coming right off of the final episode, it seemed a little redundant, but I know that for those who actually kind of watched this all in real time, there was a pretty good gap in between the two. But in any case, it was still nice to see everyone, and I think I definitely liked to see like Tokyo again, because he actually had quite a bit of character development and growth in the first season. So even though we get to see him still being a little stoic, you know, it's not just that, he can actually kind of break through and, you know, kind of show that he has emotions. That isn't broody, and I actually rather like to see that here, starting with the second season, to know that, you know, that character growth is acknowledged, and that's kind of where he's starting with this season. Everyone else is pretty much part of the course, as they kind of more or less were. I guess Masato in his own way, in the fact that at least he's opened up to Haruka. And I think that's basically his character growth that, of course, we get to see in this too. But yeah, nice to see them all. And then, of course, we got that introduction of, what is it? Oh my gosh, is it Poison Kiss? That's actually the name of the senpai's group, I think. I'll probably get it real soon. I'm terrible with names, so that definitely does not help. But, and of course we have Shiny Saotome himself being like the ultimate creeper in this, as apparently he like hid in the corner of like the ceiling as the guys were talking and Haruka came in, and that is definitely, that is so him. It's just perfect. It definitely feels like just this perfect continuation. Like there really isn't much change in tone. It's, of course, we get a lot of familiar faces back. I mean, even the teachers are going to be around to also be mentors as well. Though, of course, probably like in the first season, just having kind of a background role for it for the most part. But of course, I guess the big change is the fact that we do have like Cecil, who we got introduced in the first season, but didn't see too much of him. He's like lurks around in like corners basically in this first episode until at the end when Haruka meets up with him in what looks like pretty much the same place that she ran into Tokia in the first season, in the first episode of that. And also at the end of that first episode as well. So I'm kind of got the feeling that he's probably going to have the same treatment as Tokia did in that first season, where it's going to be his storyline that'll have the focus for this season, which I'm kind of looking forward to, because I'm definitely interested, because he's more of one of the more unique characters in the fact that apparently at some point he was a cat. And then he comes from this, like, ancient kingdom, and just try to figure out how that all kind of falls into place, and why he would be hanging around Saotome Academy, and from the, I guess, introductory song, which will probably become the outro song for the series, if, again, going off of what happened with the first season, he joins the group, and of course all the merchandise. So how the world magical prince from an ancient lost kingdom becomes a Japanese idol is definitely kind of a unique storyline to follow. So definitely interested to see how that all plays out. Again, just really happy to see just more of this series, and glad that I can just go right into it. And definitely interested in the new characters, and like I've mentioned before with, season 1 reviews, definitely interested in learning more about the, the main guys of STARISH, because I'm sure we get something for all of them this season, or else it just would not seem right. But yeah, very glad that everything seems to pretty much be on par with the first season, and really looking forward to what in the world I'm going to get next. I guess next episode it'll be a more formal introduction to Cecil and figuring out why he's around. Oh yeah, and I think before I forget, I do like the fact that we also in this episode get it established, kind of Haruka's goals, the fact that she's very happy to be part of this whole masterclass thing, because she feels like, even though she was able to, be a part of STARISH, their debut as their songwriter, she feels like she's not quite where she wants to be as a composer, and, that's pretty much her goal for, I guess, this season, is to improve on that. So it's nice to have that all kind of mapped out and everything. Because otherwise it's like she's just showing up because the other guys are. So it's nice to actually have Haruka have very much her own goals for this, and motivation outside of, the guys. Which of course would be weird in a sense, because she plays like the oblivious love interest so well. I think, for me, I think that's a part of the character's charm, is just how completely and utterly oblivious she is to the fact that pretty much everybody is in love with her. But that said, I think with that does go ahead wrap up everything I have to say. So thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel, leave a like or a comment. Until next time, bye!